Typically, when you get older, mileage has increased. Kids have increased. Your weight has increased. So you kind of fell out of your prime a bit. When you were in your prime, you were targeting toxicity. And we're not talking about you. We're talking about the average woman. So most women, when they get older, they'll start realizing, okay, this toxic dude that I've been chasing forever is not good for me. Like, I done experienced it. He's cheating all around, you know what I'm saying? He's making me feel like nothing and all this. You know what? I'm going to go try to pursue the man that's actually good for me. But by that time, you done had a kid with this toxic man. Or you done, been stressed out to where you done gained weight. So you're not in your prime no more. And that's typically how it goes. So now you are doing the good man a disservice because they're not getting you at your prime. They're getting you on the clearance rack. And that's what I feel like the problem is.
You could have gone anywhere to get the lies. But I know you came here to get the truth. Welcome to the Alphasphere.
Welcome to the Alphasphere, the only place on the planet that's totally engulfed in positivity and totally submerged in alpha energy. I'm your host, Dr. BOA.
Now, many times we talk about the effects of a woman hitting the wall and the effects that it has on her ability to not only get, keep, and please a man, but even be in a position mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to pair bond with a man. Many times we overlook this and we end up being with women who we shouldn't have never been with in the first place. And a lot of times it's because of their ability to maintain some semblance of their beauty, or it could be because of their name, their fame, or their financial gain. One such case is Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka, who is one heck of a coach. Came in and changed the culture in a city that has not always been inviting to men that look like him. I recall a time when there was a player on the Boston Celtics who moved into a swank suburb, and you know what they did? Yep, they put the burning cross in his yard, just to symbolize that it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you are, over here, you don't belong. So it's good to see a society like that, a culture like that be open and embracing, adding him to the roster as a head coach. But some time ago, he was engaged to Nia Long. Now, Nia Long has stated that she's never going to marry anybody. Now, this is a woman who's engaged or was engaged, who said she was never going to marry anyone. She's pretty much telling this guy, yes, we're engaged, but I'm never going to marry you. So let's not sit and act like him doing anything that would end that relationship was going to cause him to lose out. You can't lose out on a woman who doesn't want to be with you, who sees you as a utility. Now, recently, it's been brought to light by the organization that Ime Udoka has been fraternizing with an underling on his staff, which is forbidden in all walks of life. You can't do it in the U.S. military. You can't do it on a police force. You can't do it at a university. You can't do it anywhere. You can't even do it at your own company. If you create a company right now, you cannot fraternize with your underling employees, with your inferior employees. You cannot do it. In some places now, if I'm in the military, I'm an officer and you're an officer, yes. If I'm a private and you're a private, yes. But the captain cannot be running around on base with a private. Or the captain cannot be running around on the base with an E1 or E2. You see what I'm saying? So this happens in all walks of life. So this is a chance you're taking as a man, and you want to lose everything that you have. So I will say this, in order for him to fumble the bag like this, it's a travesty for him to be in that position, which is not a position held by many. I know there was Bill Russell was the first black coach on the Celtics. Casey Jones, championship winning coach, as was Bill Russell. And I think there may have been one more. Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers was there. Doc Rivers won the championship as well. So they have an extensive history, as a matter of fact, of putting black guys in that situation. Coaching tenures are usually long on winning teams. So I say this to y'all, man. When you really think about what's taking place, it's the exact same thing. Now, he brought this on himself. Unlike Mark Jackson, he brought this on himself. But it's the exact same thing as what happened with Mark Jackson. in Golden State. We'll let this guy build it up. And at the very first sign of any trouble at all, we'll pass it out to someone else so they can win with an already pre-built team. Same thing happened with Tony Dungy in Tampa Bay when John Gruden came and took over and won the championship with the team that Tony Dungy had already put together. And he hadn't done anything else in his entire professional football career, but he's called the coach. You see what I'm saying? So besides that, which we're not going to get all the way into, this man hasn't lost anything. Nia Long is beyond the wall. She has bad habits like smoking cigarettes. And let's be honest, this is, to you average normal men out here, she's a catch. You should do anything you can to keep her. But if the woman isn't satisfying you, for a man to be so hard up, so uptight that he will blow his bag, lose his job. You understand what I'm saying? Because a year suspension is just like being fired, man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to come back from a year suspension. Your team, the chemistry of your team is blown. Everything is gone bad with your team. You don't come back after year suspension and just keep going on. So he might as well resign. The word was that he was considering resigning. He thought about resigning, but he will not resign. I guess they talked to him and said, hey, man, we have to do this. It's just protocol. We got to do it. So yeah, you got to take this, whatever we give you. So he's facing a year suspension, man. And I mean, who knows how it's really going to end up for him, but I know it's going to be hard to bounce back with your team. It's going to be hard to bounce back. And it was an improper, intimate, and consensual relationship. So we're not talking about a man who broke any type of legal law. We're talking about a man who broke the guidelines of his organization. What would make a man do that? Like, what would make a man be in a situation where he's going to go against that guideline that he knows it's going to cost him? How hard up must a man be to look at his bag and say, man, I'm so hard up for intimacy that I need this. I got to have this. I can't resist this. It's because whatever is going on in his relationship with Nia Long is not satisfying to that man. But let's be honest, when a woman gets past a certain age, her ability, desire, and will to be intimate with you lowers a lot. Now, once she has that hot and bothered phase, right going into menopause, man, beyond that, the majority of the time is over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying the woman doesn't want to be with anyone? But no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that more than likely you're not going to be the man that she wants to be with, especially if the woman says, I don't even want to marry you. I'll let you go through the song and dance of proposing to me. I'll say yes, but in reality, I'm not going to marry anyone. That's the independent woman mindset. You see, when a woman has the independent woman mindset, it doesn't matter who you are, no matter how much she wants you, no matter how much she wants to do the thing that she wished she would have done long years ago, she can't do it at this point. She cannot do it. But in this situation, we got to remember that you look at Nia Long as a prize. Maybe Boys in the Hood Nia Long was a catch. Maybe even Are We There Yet Nia Long was a catch. But 2022, 2023 Nia Long is not a catch for anyone that I don't know any man that will be jumping for joy just to get Nia Long. You understand? At a certain point as a man, you have better options. Here he is right now. His better option was whoever this staffer is. So why deal with the foolishness of an independent-minded woman like Nia Long when you can have a woman, man, who views you as the man? I guarantee you that woman viewed him as the man. An intimate, consensual relationship is inappropriate based on the guidelines, but is an intimate, consensual relationship. The problem with the relationship he had with Nia Long, man, the thing wasn't even consensual. The woman was just going along. You know how these women hit that age, man, that they ain't got no man and they want a man? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, they have to take their best option at that point. Like the video I did with a woman who said her husband was number 13. At a certain point, a woman gets to a point where she ain't got 13 options no more. You know what I'm saying? And if she got 13, they ain't worth having. So it dwindles down to her best option. And Ime Udoka was Nia Long's best option. But she was not going to go all the way across the line. Even though at this point, that man's money is potentially longer than hers. It doesn't matter. In the mind of an independent woman, she is not going to give you the things that you need, the reverence, the feminine energy that you need. But I guarantee this woman, whoever this woman is on the staff, I bet she would give their brother everything that he needs, man. For him to risk his whole situation over this, I can guarantee you, man, she was giving that man a whole lot of things that he wasn't getting from his situation with Nia Long. So no, Nia Long is not a loss. It ain't no such thing as losing a woman. Ain't no such thing. Man, let me tell you something. If the woman ain't giving you no money, you ain't losing then. You can't blow a woman, man, if you ain't in the game. You know, if you ain't on the turf and got no women on the blade, man, you can't lose a woman. You understand? Ain't no such thing. Now, if you legally married, you can lose a woman because it's gonna cost you money. If it ain't costing you money, you ain't losing nothing. If it's not costing you money, you're not losing anything. And let's stop acting like, you know, he lost something with Neil Long. Now, if he messing with his bag, that's totally different. 'Cause I think the suspension will be unpaid. So if this gonna be an unpaid suspension, yes, it was a move that he shouldn't have made. And in a perfect world, he wouldn't have been in a situation to be so weak and be so drained by dealing with an independent woman who gives nothing but takes everything. You know what I'm saying? We got to remember that this is a man who is engaged to a woman who has an independent mindset, who is used to doing everything and not giving anything in return. She doesn't know how to give any emotional energy. So she's not giving any femininity. And when you're a man who's chasing the love, then something's wrong with that. A man should never chase the love, ever. You should never be a man that pursues the emotion. The emotion is something that the woman gives you because you're giving what you give as a man, the masculinity, the logic, the leadership, the guidance. You're giving all of those things, especially the provision, and you're giving all of those things. And what she gives you in return is feminine energy, which comes to you in the form of emotionality. So I want to see what y'all think about this, man. Y'all let me know, man, if y'all have been in a situation, man, where you was about to risk it all, man, because you know you met a woman who was giving you what your woman wasn't giving you. And if you can sympathize with the guy, man, and be in a situation with the wrong woman who's draining him so much that when a woman gives him some positive energy, it's not even a decision to take it. It is an inclination to take it. You know what I'm saying? It's almost instinctive. So y'all comment down below, man, and let me know what you think about this topic. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.